What do you see today in the storage industry? What worries you? What opportunities do you see coming over the next, 5 years and 10 years?
One current topic, which I found very interesting, is the challenges that Blackstone has with their private REIT. They're doing so well that investors are wanting to cash out. So they've had to put limits on exiting. I'm going to guess there's a lot of storage product in that portfolio. And, on an immediate basis, I have a feeling there may be opportunities coming down the pipe because our industry has done so well that operators like BlackRock are going to have to cash out. They're not here for the long haul. They're not going to be, we're a small enough industry. I truly believe there's going to be opportunities as a result of that. The second big thing is, and I started this in 2010, recognizing I can't manage my properties, the ones I own, if I'm only managing my properties and maybe a few others as a management company. I was doing a disservice to myself, to my partner, and to my clients. And I realized, even though I was managing 20 properties back then, I said, I have to grow this company. It's either grow or get out of the business and pass it on to another third-party operator. So we elected to grow, and I poured my soul into growing the company. And we went from about 20 back in about 2010 to now we're well north of 100 properties and growing. So the big takeaway from there is, as we add another property, we're not competing. We've got properties side by side with each other. I may own a property, or I may have two clients that own, properties side by side, but the systems, the processes, the technologies that a larger operator like myself can deliver are so much further superior and so much more valuable for the independents. So the story is, you're an independent operator, you really do need a third-party operator to manage for you. You will make a lot more money with a third-party operator. I've been through every problem in the book that nobody, half the industry doesn't even know. So we deliver because of the technology and the changes in the industry, to remain relevant and be profitable, you have to have a third party managing your property. And then the third big one is technology. When I got into the industry, I would beg, let's say, for example, a lien letters. I said, there's a company out there called More Business Solutions or More Business Systems, and they had a pre-formatted lien certified letter that you could print off your dot matrix printer. But I could not pay a technology company, a software management company, enough money for them to redesign their format of their lien letters so that we could eliminate this mundane process that the managers had to do on the first of the month, every month. And it would burn them out, and there are always inaccuracies with it. Well, today, the industry is changing, technology is changing, and we have the opportunity out there, since technology is so much cheaper to adapt, we have the opportunity to really put that into our facilities and improve our operations. And one of the examples is, since COVID, listening to Cornell University Hotel School presentation, they had some speakers on what's the next technology that's going to hit the hotel front. And one of the presenters said, hey, I started this company. We can detect air quality. And eventually, we're going to be in every room, in every hallway of a hotel. I'm like, why aren't we doing that in the storage industry? We need technology to just say, yes, we can slap that in there and put that into every, hallway in a storage unit very inexpensively, but we need the technology to adapt to it. So I think, in the next couple of years, we're going to see some real big revolutions in technology that serves our industry, and it's going to catapult us to a level that we've never seen before.
I totally agree. Speaking of technology, what do you view as these third like a lot of people talk about like these outside companies, like what are they, like Nextdoor, or these storage tech platforms that are the Uber of storage, where they're, delivery, remote, they're all of those different kind of things, which are trying to take a piece of the storage pie. And I remember, 5 years ago, there was a lot of hype where I was like, oh, storage is going to die because of these new entry technologies that people are using. There was a company out of Utah that is Airbnb of storage, where they allow people to rent out the garage. And what is your opinions or thoughts on these other ones that we've seen for a while now? We've seen the first big one was the delivery one, right? And that was well over 10 years ago. And that everybody said 10, 15 years ago, this is going to take over storage, right? And storage will be gone, and never did. What do you view about these new companies that are popping up and their effect on storage? Do you see like risks or merit in them? Where do you think they do good? Where do you think they do bad?
Well, I think that's where we need technology, and I think it's right around the corner for our industry. I believe the valet storage, I think that's what you're talking about. Ever since I saw it happen, I said, oh my gosh, this is a existential threat to our industry. And I've spoken to appraisers, investors, developers, and they're like, but there's no problem with it. We're not seeing any impact. I would disagree. Our analytics show they're probably picking off a good supply of our small unit customers. And as we all know, the small units are the highest rent per square foot in the business. So in some of these urban areas, they have an impact. Using the Bay Area, for example, self-storage, there's been very few self-storage facilities that have been able to successfully get developed because of land use regulations. So there's a lot of barriers to entry here in the Bay Area. And because of that difficulty, plus we got Generation X and Zs that, quite frankly, I admire, because they, with all due respect, not necessarily the most energetic people out there that want to do physical labor work. And as a result, they're not going to want to go to a storage unit, and spend their Saturday afternoon when they could be watching a college football game or going surfing. They're not going to want to go to a Saturday afternoon, go to a storage unit to put all their stuff in. So I truly believe our industry has got to adapt and take that technology and apply it in self-storage. We're going to have to be a hybrid between pure self-service storage and a valet product that we will pick up and we will deliver the product to you. May not be, we may not have the big fleets, but I've driven by some of these valet storage warehouses, and I wrote an article on this a couple of years back. We are rich in real estate in the self-storage industry and limited in technology. The valet guys are very rich in technology, but limited in real estate. But they can scale their real estate needs. You go out to a place like in Tracy, California, and I've seen and witnessed one of the valet storage operators that serves the entire Bay Area grow from a very small storefront warehouse operation into, at last count, I believe they have well north of 20 to 30, the equivalent space for 20 to 30 self-storage facilities that they've built out in their warehouse. So it is a existential threat. It may not be affecting most people right now, but I guarantee you over the next 5 years, it's going to change our industry.